There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left. That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
Oh, so many lonely ghosts.
Lot of lonely ghosts, huh? Are we good to go?
Yeah.
All right, that's Marcus Parks. I am Benjamin Kissel. To my left, we have a fella.
Welcome to Christmas in the Caribbean.
A Caribbean Christmas.
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding.
I stalked Henry Zabrowski coming out of the train today. We were in the exact same G train, different cars. He got off before I did. I was walking behind him for quite a long time, enough time to stab you multiple times if I so wanted to.
I was wrapped in a fantasy.
He was wrapped in a fantasy. I say, Henry. He snaps out of it, and he's like, oh, you wouldn't believe what I was just thinking about. And I was like, was it something peaceful and wonderful? Something about love and bunnies?
No. What I said was that it's very true. I was not looking at because I was imagining in my brain when my parents eventually die.
This is a thought.
Will, right?
Just a thought.
When my parents eventually die, I'm going to spend Christmas in Cancun.
And how many people are you going to spend Christmas in Cancun?
Nobody. By myself. Just me, the Zetas, and a fucking pint of martinis.
So you can think of anything in your head. You could fantasize about going to space.
I literally
for
was
Christmas.
imagining myself on the plane going to Cancun on Christmas, wearing a Santa hat and just fucking a leather thong. Getting
That's
out
it.
for fucking for the Fantasy Fest 2017 in Cancun.
Mr. Zabrowski, would you like another coconut martini?
Fucking light them up, sister! Because I'm vacationing for Christmas.
I've been fantasizing about being a magician lately.
What do you want to juggle, Marcus? What if you could juggle one thing? What do you want to do? Knives, swords, chainsaws?
Not
What kind of
that
magician?
type. Not that type of magician.
What kind of magician?
A practical magician.
A
sir.
practical
A
magician?
magician who actually
A wizard.
A wizard.
You're saying
yes.
being a wizard. You want to be a wizard.
more of a
we'll do
wizard,
a whole
yeah.
episode about our trip to be wizard. I want to be a wizard too, but mostly I just want to be like Kazam and have like a joint show up.
Yeah. The world's most stoned wizard. Henry Zabrowski.
All wizards are stoned on magic.
That sir would be a conjuring spell.
Oh, Leviticus Mishniticus.
This is going to be the earliest nerd alert I've ever done. Let's not. Can we stop?
Hogwarts is gay.
Anti-nerd talk, though. Before we get into today's major subject, John Wayne
We
Gacy.
have to get pretty masculine before we start talking today.
Yes, we do. And
About our present.
What's more masculine than starring in a major motion picture that comes out on December 25th called The Wolf of Wall Street and going to the premiere party? Mr. Henry Zabrowski.
You gotta check it out. It's good.
Check it out.
It's a good film.
Mr. Zabrowski, on Tuesday night, every other night of your life, you've been a peasant.
Yes.
A normal person.
And I'm back to being one.
Sure.
But for one night, the glitz and glam of
That's
Hollywood bounced off my sunglasses and my patent leather shoes, and I walked the red carpet.
Yes, you did. And you look glorious walking that red carpet.
Absolutely, I did. I tried. It was from and I got a Woman's Wear Digest. Asked me a couple of questions. They're the only ones who talk to me for any length of time.
Woman's Wear Digest.
Excuse me, it's Women's Wear Daily.
I'm sorry.
Daily. Okay.
I'm sorry.
And will this interview be coming out?
Maybe, because they asked me later on they requoted me. They asked me to clarify something. I had the pleasure of them asking me, like, so what are you wearing? And I was like, it's a little boutique that I really know about it. You know, it's a thing in New York. It's really good. It's called Men's Warehouse.
Oh, that's incredible.
And then actually, what's funny about it is that you'd think it's Warehouse the building, but it's warehouse with the word "where" in the title.
Now that is fun.
And she stared at me in silence.
That is great. Women's Wear Daily. Check out the Henry Zabrowski article.
I think she was throwing me vibes.
Yeah.
I've been told I'm going to like the way I look.
You don't like the way you look.
I
did that too, and
what's
she was
this
just
an
like,
impression
"That's
of-
interesting."
What's this an impression of? What's this an impression of? All right, move along. Okay, we're good. Thank you. Every Rolling Stone reporter. Every Rolling Stones reporter where they saw Henry, because the Rolling Stone, that's going down the tubes.
No, absolutely
Women's wear daily, however.
So Wolf of Wall Street's about men with big, giant, hard fucking cocks who know where to put their money
That's
and know
right.
how to treat the ladies and other boys they pal around with. And there's another guy out there
There is
that knows
another
how to
man.
treat the ladies and knows how to treat some of his boys downtown.
That's
He's got
right.
the manliest name in the game. Welcome to number 2 in our Big Hitter series.
Big hitter. The pig of Chicago.
The fucking killer clown himself, John Wayne Gacy. And this is the
everybody.
thing, we covered Dahmer before, and now upon re-entering into this world,
Yes.
I've relaunched my love for John Wayne Gacy.
Oh.
John Wayne Gacy is a charmer.
Yes.
He's a joker.
That's
He's
right.
a funny guy.
He
He's
is.
well connected. You know what I
Right.
mean? He knows he knows where to get the freshest sausage in town.
Is he your spirit animal? John Wayne Gacy, would you describe him as the inspiration?
Obviously, besides just obvious, just physical connections,
Right.
He's obviously who I'd be if I was a serial killer because he's got the gift of gab.
He's got the gift of gab. He's got the gift of clown, and he's got the gift to make people want to be around him, which is exceptionally difficult and a rare skill for the vast majority of serial killers.
He's a true politician, and matter of fact,
Yeah.
probably even closer to the truth of politicians. If we want to look
Yes.
at like what happened in Boys Town, what happened in various different places that we have already seen, where we've seen the politicians who are openly not a total sexual freak and deviant,
But
and
what's,
then on the
what's
inside,
Boys Town again?
the Indiana
The Franklin cover-up.
Yeah, the Franklin
yes,
cover
okay,
up with
right.
with piping in boys.
Yeah.
For politicians to fuck.
Supposed
Right.
satanic ritual abuse going on, but mostly it was just politicians fucking boys.
Having sex with some
Absolutely,
young
Under
we
the
got a whole
auspices-
president who's manages to get the glue to keep his fucking people mask on.
Right. By the way, I read that article that somebody posted on the Facebook page about the Lost Prophets lead singer, and he got 29 years.
22 years.
22.
That's
I think it was 29 and then 7 on top of it.
That's
I
all
think he's
he
going for
got?
35. No, I think he's going for 35. But either way,
That's it.
he knew how to fuck some babies. That's for certain.
Is it if you give a baby an orgasm, you're fine under the law?
Yeah, it's
And
something
they're like, well, these babies loved it.
Under
Some-
British law, yes.
Yeah, it's because babies, they're just smoking cigarettes, just going, anytime, come rolling over my crib. Literally.
it's a crib. I liked it.
It's a crib.
We'll take it. John Wayne Gacy, gift of gab, a real charmer. He had every tool that he needed to have in order to be one of the greatest serial killers in American history.
Absolutely. He was molested by an uncle. He was beaten by his father, who called him a queer his whole life. And I mean, not like he wasn't saying was already going on inside his own fucking mind.
Right,
Which is
right.
really fun and interesting. How his father is a bit of a psychic.
Okay. His father really knew his son.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I knew his son better than he did.
Yeah.
Because it's like he could tell he was a liar, especially when John Wayne Gacy's just hanging out with his sisters, and just being like, I'm going to be a big, strong man like you, Daddy. And
Sure
he's
you
just
will,
like,
John.
Sure you will, John.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go put on your clown makeup and teach the kids the rope trick.
So Marcus gave me this book called "Defending a Monster," John Wayne Gacy, by John Wayne Gacy's defense attorney,
Right.
Sam Amarante.
Amarante.
He wrote an entire book from his perspective in the case, which is entirely flawed. Because
The defense attorney's case is entirely flawed?
yeah,
Why is that?
because he had 33 fucking boys
Right.
buried at his house.
Okay.
They were in his house.
Now, it doesn't look good.
26 boys in his house.
I know, and then
five in the river.
5 in the river.
Yeah, because he ran out of room.
In the house.
Right. That's a bad problem to have. Where am I going to
hard.
put these extra 5 children?
She should have went to the Container Store.
Yeah,
because you
that's
could
right.
talk with one of their personal organizers there, and they'll come over to the house and they'll look at your stuff.
Right. That's a good
and
point.
so what I wanted to do a reading. We're going to do several readings from this book, but I wanted to paint the picture of where Sam Amarante is coming from. It really makes you feel special about this country.
I mean,
it's about the American flag.
That's right. It's about the American justice system. The chances this man has a hairpiece is 100%, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, just wanna make sure.
Oh yes. He's got like Alan Thicke's top, and then his bottom face looks like Abe Vigoda.
Ooh.
All right. In 1770, when this country was in its birth throes, the most hated man in America was a man named Captain Thomas Preston. He was the commander of a small cadre of British soldiers who fired upon a gathering of disgruntled colonists, killing 5. This event came to be known as the Boston Massacre. The 5 men who died as a result of this event are considered by most historians to be the first casualties of the Revolutionary War.
Oh, my.
As is always the case, there were 2 sides to the story as to why this tragedy occurred. The colonists, led primarily by Sam Adams, one of the most outspoken writers and revolutionaries of the day, claimed that the British fired upon the peaceful crowd and killed 5 patriots without just cause. The British soldiers claimed that they had fired upon an angry mob in self-defense. There are 2 reasons that will cause good men to abandon their long-standing, dearly held morals, values, and principles and revert to more primitive, barbaric practices to resolve conflicts.
This is about a book about a dude who killed a bunch of
33
kids, right?
children.
Yeah, okay.
That is
sure
when,
we're still
yeah,
okay.
yeah, John Wayne Gacy. This guy. This
Is
guy's
this written by
talking about
Glenn
John Wayne
Beck or
Gacy.
it sounds like a forward
Just
for a
wait,
Glenn
he's
Beck
building
book.
up to
Okay,
something.
I
Just
see,
say
okay.
yeah.
That is when their hearts are filled with anger or when their hearts are filled with fear. Because the colonists were angry over taxes imposed by the British without representation, along with other perceived injustices.
Well, I mean, that is...
And because they were fearful of the sheer might of the British crown in general and of the soldiers that were now being billeted in their town to quell potential uprisings, in particular their hearts were filled with both. They wanted revenge against the British captain and the British soldiers under his command. Evidence be damned. Facts be damned. They wanted revenge that was swift and sure.
So 26 kids were in his
26
house.
kids.
26
He rapes and he murdered them.
Oh, okay.
They
yeah.
wanted
In
the
house,
heads
right.
of the captain and his men on the spit, John Wayne Gacy. One man came forth and said loud and clear, "I stand for the law." The man that took the soldiers' case when no other man would stand in their defense was John Adams.
Oh, okay.
John Adams, one of our nation's true founding fathers, a signer of the Declaration of Independence, our first vice president, our second president of the United States.
And then
a
5
man
in the
of
river.
principle.
5 in the
And
river. Kids in the river.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Also known as Sam Amarante. His response was said to be this: "Counsel is the last thing an accused person should lack in a free country." He agreed to defend these men in spite of what it may do to his reputation, to his law practice, or to his future plans.
33 that we know
33
of.
that we know
Oh,
of.
okay.
Could have
So
been
26
more.
in the house,
Could have
5
been
in the
more.
river.
He was a horrible liar. He lied to every single person he ever met.
Oh, okay.
He took the case because he believed that free men had certain rights. These were among the heartfelt principles on which he built his life. Those principles are woven into the fabric of our Constitution. Those principles represent our principles as Americans. Every person accused of a crime shall have the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of his peers. Every person so accused shall have the right to face his accuser in a court of law. Every person so accused shall have the right to counsel. Many men and women have fought and died to preserve those principles, those rights. So keep that in mind when you hear someone say that this crime is too gruesome, or that this person is too dangerous, or that this issue is too complicated to allow these principles to stand. That this includes the frightened flock that today seeks to exclude terrorists from those principles.
Interesting, yeah.
Keep in mind that the very men that John Adams defended were uniformed members of an army of a foreign power that would soon become an enemy. Still, they had their day in court. There is no cause or justification to usurp the Constitution. When harried and nervous people jump in front of microphones and scream and rail that we should suddenly do something in direct contravention to that upon which we have based our very system of justice, when they tell you that we should abandon that which men have fought and died for, which has worked so well since the beginning of this beautiful experiment that we call America, in favor of that which we've always criticized about lesser countries, kindly invite them to pound sand.
So John Wayne Gacy was just
innocent. Down the line.
with the Revolutionary War there. Yeah, that
so
was
weird, because
amazing.
and then we'll cover in the second half of this episode that they only took an hour and 45 minutes to convict him of 33 counts of murder.
Interesting.
Sam Amarante, I thought he had it going on.
Amarante. No small ego on that guy.
He actually changed his first name. Actually, when they came from Ellis Island, his first name was Am I Right, eh?
Am I right, Amarante?
I love
Amarante.
this. I was reading this in bed. I was reading it. I was like, He just called himself John Adams.
He did.
He just said that
He is
John
Adams. He is bigger than John Adams.
Bigger than him.
Love this guy so much. Defending
Right.
a Monster. It's one of my favorite true crime books.
It's incredibly written. We're going to read a scene out of John Wayne Gacy's life at the end of this episode, and you'll see
brilliant
what kind of tail spinner this man is.
Oh,
Yes, check
Do
it
we
out.
want to go back into the way back machine and start when John Wayne Gacy was born, a fat little child, not
He
unlike
was.
Ed Larson?
A fat little Ed Larson looking baby.
Overweight and unathletic.
And underpaid.
Well, he didn't have a job. He wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, very close. He had 2 sisters. He was very close to his 2 sisters and his
I was
mother.
also very close to my sisters.
Isn't that something?
Yeah,
and
which
then
is
you're in
weird.
shape.
Yeah, very weird.
I played in sports. 6 years as a catcher because of fucking Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Sandlot.
Oh yeah. Henry did have the 2 fattest positions that you can play in
Goldberg, yeah,
sports.
was a catcher and a goalie. That's
catcher
what fat kids do.
Basically, kids just wanted to throw balls and pucks at you, and then you found a way to let them do it.
And so Gacy was all of his life trying to find his father's approval.
Right.
From the age of he started being beat by his father around the age of 4, and his father beat him with a leather belt for disarranging car parts, like engine
absolutely.
parts.
But this is also what happens when you name your son John Wayne. When you were but like literally,
Yeah.
think about what you set up a kid's life for when you name him John Wayne. If he's anything but a fucking 10-inch dicked cowboy, he's going to be less manly than you want him to be.
Right.
Yeah, without a doubt. So he was.
Was he named after the movie star, do you
Yes.
think?
Yes, he was.
John Wayne.
He was
Yeah.
named after the father's favorite movie star.
But he did have friends growing up. Like, he wasn't very popular, but he was in the Boy Scouts. And was very popular within the Boy Scouts.
And with his girls, he was popular with
Yeah.
the ladies.
Well, I'm sure they had a nice friend that they could confide in. Certainly, he wasn't grabbing on their
No, he's
breasts
got
or trying
soft
to touch
hands,
their butts.
like
Yeah.
slope shoulders. He's
Indeed.
great at he's knitting with them.
Absolutely.
It's great.
And the more that his mother tried to shield him from his father's abuse, the more the father hated him. The more he called him a sissy, a mama's boy, a queer.
God, that wasn't right, you know? Certainly not real.
And I'm guessing in the book there's a little name that John Wayne Gacy says over and over again when referring to gay people, which I'm sure he picked up from his father. He just says over and over, "I ain't no fruit picker."
Fruit
picker.
He keeps saying fruit picker.
Well, no,
picker.
isn't that so? It sounds more like a racial slur against like a Mexican or a Cuban.
No,
or
it's just a
something.
job title.
It's a fruit picker. It's a gay
That's all
job
it is,
title.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is. No, John Wayne Gacy violently defended the fact that he was not homosexual
He's
at
not
every
gay.
single turn. But I don't know why he said bisexual was being fine then. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when we get there. So at 9, that's when he was molested. He was molested by a family friend, and this is an interesting thing.
I mean, he was
is that-
probably flirting.
Well,
Here's really interesting is that the man who molested him was a contractor, which, as we all
Interesting.
know, was the occupation that John Wayne Gacy chose later on in life when he began molesting children.
Yeah, that's like
I mean,
when
he did have molestations and assaults before he started PDM Contractors, but once he started PDM Contractors, that's when he really kicked in a high gear.
Yeah,
I mean, that
but
makes
what
sense.
explains a lot about me is that I was molested by Dom DeLuise as a child.
Dom DeLuise.
Yeah, I mean, I said thank you for the career, though.
That's
It's really
great.
been great.
And every morning you slam a whipped cream pie right in your face.
Yeah, and I go,
That's
I get
brilliant.
hard from it.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that something special?
Everyone's got a hobby.
A contractor, they go to house, right?
Yeah,
So you have access to a whole series of different people.
It's great. It's a perfect job. It's the same thing.
Well
It's like
respected.
what Dennis Rader did. Perfect
Yes,
job for a serial
exactly.
killer because you get total access.
Yeah. That's what makes Jeffrey Dahmer so special. He just worked at the chocolate factory.
He just was.
You know?
He could have been. What's his name? What's the name of the bald dude? He could have been a Max Brenner.
Yes,
He was
Max
his
Brenner.
clone. He was
the Max Brenner, the chocolate man. He had a couple of stores around here.
Can you imagine
yes.
Jeffrey Dahmer's chocolatiers? I could almost see it.
Oh, that does sound amazing.
It's like, man, look at all these wonderful, crudely done bananas he's got.
Chocolate covered bones,
Why
human
is he-
shoulder.
So when Gacy was 11, he had something else happen to him, which is another hallmark of serial killers. He had an extensive head injury.
Okay.
He was hit in the head by a swing, and so from the ages of 11 to 16, he had blackouts, he had seizures.
I think all this was horseshit.
See, I don't think his seizures were
he was-
horseshit.
because when you look on later on and he's lying so much, I think he's been lying since that age because he figured out that he was fine with that. That's how he got out of doing sports.
Well, he was
Yeah.
diagnosed as having blood clots by a doctor.
I mean, doctors back in the day, I mean, they were probably molesting him too. He's probably sashaying around
The
room
doctors
asking
weren't
for it.
molesting him. You know, they were just checking all his cavities. That's fine.
All
That's
his
normal.
cavities.
No, Gacy seems like the kind of frumpy, dumb kid, you know, who stands in front of a swing.
It's cold outside. I got ice cream on my shorts.
Exactly. Bends over, gets hit in the head. I could see this being a very reasonable thing to have happen to an 11-year-old.
Nobody likes me. They say it's my voice.
That's the reason,
my
John.
voice is bad for making friends.
That is exactly what he sounded like. Yeah. It's dead on. It's a dead on impression.
And, you know, he was also a bit of a kiss ass. He assisted the school truancy officer.
God, I just want to beat him up myself.
He volunteered to run
shit.
errands for teachers. Oh, God, such a brown noser.
That's what you do.
Yep.
You appeal to authority, so you get authority's power.
And he always did.
And he did. And he got into politics at a very young age. He started volunteering for the Democratic Party at 18.
Yeah, and
Of
his
course
dad
he
called
did.
him a sissy for that, too. What was the actual official term that he called him for that? Something like a patsy.
The
Yeah,
funny
he
thing
called
is,
him a patsy.
his
Yeah.
father would have loved if his son was Ted Bundy. I feel like his
Loved it if
father
his
would have
son-
just loved if his
God.
kid was Ted
Oh,
Bundy.
if he was just good looking and big and like,
Yeah,
you know,
loves
like,
the ladies.
loves
Oh,
the
Teddy,
ladies,
get
you
out
know,
there.
just
I
like,
love
yeah.
the ladies.
Yeah, because I guess can you imagine him
Republican,
gotten hit
too.
on by John Wayne Gacy? Because at the same time, John Wayne Gacy's like humor was not that he wasn't funny. He was backdoor funny. He was like your dad's friend funny. Like I remember
Yeah.
my dad and my friends used to have a joke where they'd go like, "Be the bull," and they would like go and put up like horns and go like
That
at
is
each other,
funny.
and then they'd go do God knows what
And that-
outside of my family.
And that was the joke there.
That was like the joke.
Be
You know
the
what I mean?
bull.
It was all like them
Yeah.
slapping each other's asses and talking about, you know, like essentially rape.
Right,
You know, they're all just laughing about rape.
Well, they were probably NYPD officers as well.
Yes, absolutely. A clod of them.
Yeah.
That's what you call a group of drunk officers
A
on the
clod.
job. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So in 1962, Gacy has had enough with his father. He's had enough with his family. He drops out of high school.
I'm moving out.
I mean,
actually, Billy Joel wrote this song. Is
that right?
About Big John Wayne Gacy
And
leaving.
moving up.
Yeah, going to Las Vegas.
Yeah, he
I mean-
went to Las Vegas, Nevada, and became a mortuary attendant. And
All
this
right.
is when a very bizarre incident happens with John Wayne Gacy. One night, he's cleaning out the embalming room. He
Naturally.
sees there's a young boy in there naked on the table on the old slab, and Gacy crawls up next to him and starts cradling the dead body.
I mean,
it's
that's
like that,
lonely.
It's like that television show Pushing Daisies. Maybe he thought he could bring the boy back to life
But
with
it's
just
like
a
when
little hug.
I bought Ben Kissel that body pillow to keep you company, then I
That's
come
right.
back the next day and it's torn to shreds.
Yeah. Well, it didn't keep me very good company, did it? No, I wasn't happy with what it was saying to me.
I mean, they even say embrace, but you know he fucking like touched his lips.
He definitely
He touched
Yeah.
every inch of that boy's body.
Yeah.
Full
Well, I mean,
body.
that just shows how shockingly lonely a person can be. Like he
Yeah.
was just lonely. He had no real relationships.
Did he graduate high school?
No,
No,
he
he didn't.
eventually. No, he never did.
No.
he never did.
No, he took classes while he was in prison for the first time.
Yeah.
No, we'll get to.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
phenomenal. That he got to meet the. We'll get into.
Yeah, we'll get into all that stuff. Yeah, the rise of John Wayne Gacy
It's
is
pretty interesting.
And you know, I
Very
will say,
interesting.
in his defense, he had every reason to. You know what? I'm sick of the molestation. I'm sick of the beatings. You know, I'm sick of
he
fucking.
only got
you know-
molested once. He
Well,
got beat a bunch. But that
No,
was
he got
because was a
molested
little-
multiple times
Yeah.
by one dude.
Who just does it once? You know, especially such a supple young John Wayne Gacy 9-year-old.
Once you pop the fun, don't stop.
That's right.
Like you just have to like keep going back to that sweet, sweet well water. Mm-hmm. I just, I
Now I
mean,
just
I
want
don't
Pringles.
know. I just think that he was raised to be isolated, and he lived isolated.
Well, yes, I will say this is so far the perfect recipe for creating a total demon creature.
Absolutely, but then there was, I mean, you know, but then at the same time in the 1950s, it just feels like everyone's getting molested.
That is true.
Everybody was.
Everyone- not
mom
everyone
talks
was
about
getting molested.
like it was fine. They were all like every priest molested everybody. Everyone was getting molested. There was a part of just growing up. You had a funny uncle. Everyone had like a funny uncle.
A funny uncle.
In like 1952, like there'd be like an uncle that you couldn't go any near. It's like Uncle Terry, and he's just going and he's playing with his children. So he's being like, I
Yeah,
have
that
so
is-
many rocking horses in my garage. If you want to come over later, cousin Terry. And they're like, stay away from Uncle Terry. You know.
Yeah, that is true. Every family does have the stay away uncle.
They absolutely do.
All right.
So John Wayne Gacy, after the incident with the corpse, he is shocked At least that's what he says.
We're going
He
to call
said
this an
he was-
incident with the corpse? An incident?
Incident.
Isn't an incident sort of an accidental
He picked up
event?
this language back in the day. He started figuring out how to like dissociate himself from what he did very easily.
Usually an incident doesn't involve semen.
Yeah.
Did he
Usually
come
not.
on this child?
Absolutely, of course he did.
Well,
he
I
doesn't
mean-
say he did, but yeah.
Okay.
So this freaks him out so much that he calls up his mom and he says that, listen, I want to move back home. She talks to the father. The father eventually says, yes, you can come back home.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
he
whatever
comes
happens
back.
in Vegas stays in Vegas.
And somehow he managed to enroll in Northwestern Business College, despite having no high school degree.
He just lied his way through. He's
I like
very
it.
good at lying.
Jumping hurdles.
In 1963, he graduated and undertook a management training position with, and this is really funny, the Nunn Bush Shoe Company.
The N-U-N Bush?
N-U-N-N Bush.
Nunn Bush.
Nunn Bush.
How do you like your body? How do you like your boys, John?
Nunn Bush. You're going to fit in just fine here at the old shoe company.
Yeah. So drop them pants, Johnny. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna have to get the tutorial before we get done with this. Zip. Ooh, this is thick.
I can't imagine John Wayne Gacy's bush hair being relatively thick.
No, I know. I honestly imagine it's like long, red, and wispy.
Like yours?
That's disgusting, everybody. And for some reason, then I had to think of a child running through the fields of Henry Zabrowski's pubic hair with their hands up in a V, basking in the sun.
Gee, Daddy, this is some funny corn.
Yeah, like some disgusting Clorox bleach commercial, white sheets blowing in the wind.
Yep.
All
Touch
on
a feel of
Henry
cotton.
Yep. The Henry Zabrowski Field of Dreams. That's what you should call your pubic hair from now on.
Well, March of that year, he got engaged to his first wife, Marilyn Myers. He worked with her at the Nunn Bush Shoe Company. 9 months
Why?
9 months later, they got married, and Marilyn's father, for John Wayne Gacy, purchased a whole series of Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurants in Waterloo, Iowa.
Isn't that? No, I did not know this about the Kentucky Fried Chickens.
Yeah. He managed a whole bunch for years, up until his, arrest that we'll get to. He managed Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Absolutely. He loves
Really?
chicken. Again, another food connection. They love it. I mean, you can imagine it. Well, you remember when back in the day when Kentucky Fried Chicken was like a sit-down restaurant?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's
this
still a
is the time.
sit-down restaurant. How do you treat it? What do? You go in there and get out?
Yeah, just you hide in shame.
You do that at your mother's house? No, you sit down at the goddamn table, you have a bucket to yourself, and you go get a couple of refills for free.
I'll have a Kissel special. Sorry, sir, we don't serve rum here.
Yeah, that's just when they kick you out immediately. I should have asked for that. I really wanted some chicken. So how many did he manage?
How many he managed? Doesn't say how many
but
he
it's
managed,
a
but it
bundle
was,
of them.
yeah.
Three.
Three of them.
It was three.
three.
I also went to look for interviews with John Wayne Gacy's wives, and I couldn't find any.
No, just like most of spouses of serial killers. Like, I think Dennis Rader's family, didn't they change their name?
They
They
changed their
did.
name, yeah.
That
Yeah.
is a very, very common thing. They
Yeah.
all changed their names.
Can you imagine that?
absolutely.
Because it's also like, what was John Wayne Gacy like in bed? You know what I mean? Like, do you think that he... Because you know the story of his... We'll get into his second wife. He called it off. He said at one point, he's like, we're not having sex anymore.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
just
yeah.
stopped it. Yeah,
No,
but
he
you
did not
imagine
like
like
it.
him just kind of crawling on top, just going like, oh, wish it was longer. like sucking
Yeah.
on her clit, going like, oh.
I mean, you know that he
where's
was-
the balls?
He was thinking about the corpse baby that he was cuddling at the goddamn mortuary. You know, that's what he was thinking about
That
every
wasn't
time.
a baby. That was a full-grown male man corpse.
That was like 7-year-old child. I
no,
thought.
it was
was
a
it?
man. It was a,
man.
Boy. It was like a 16-year-old boy.
It was a
corpse.
man in a coffin.
A man in a coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Which
that's
is
what he
also
was
I do call it when I got a shit in the toilet.
A man in a coffin.
Hey, watch out! There's a man in the coffin in there.
Right. Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard that called such things.
It's also at this time that John Wayne Gacy, because he describes this time in his life as perfect.
Yes.
This is when he is at his happiest, because this is also when he joins his favorite group of all time, the JCs.
Yeah. I told you I looked up the when you look up notable JCs, there's only 4. It was
Charles Lindbergh, Hubert Humphrey,
Wow.
Richard Nixon,
Okay.
and John Wayne
John
Gacy.
Wayne
Can you
Gacy.
imagine being in that class?
What a list.
like
What a
hanging
list.
out with that crew, you know?
Holy Lord.
Oh my God! So if you don't know what the JCs are, they are a leadership training and civic
I
organization.
still don't know what that means. What is a civic organization? What does it mean?
It's like the Shriners. They do volunteer stuff. They organize parades.
Do they just? See, when the way they describe of what John Wayne Gacy did at these JC meetings, I thought that they were all like that. I thought all the Shriners and the JCs and the Masons, all they do is sit around and look at fucking like dark 1960s porn and fucking beat each other off.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what they actually do. But the volunteer stuff is their front.
Oh,
yeah.
well,
So they can tell. So they can tell their wives like, no, we're gonna go and we're gonna figure out this fun run, and then really they're just watching stag films in John's garage.
It just seems like stag films always involve a girl dying.
Yeah, I think for the most part, that's what makes them fun there for all these individuals. So he's living the perfect life. He's got a couple of KFC restaurants. He's in the JC group.
He's making friends with everybody. Yeah, everybody knows him. He's a big shot. He becomes, what's the term? It's like key member.
Yeah, key member.
Yeah.
And it's also at this time he joins the JCs and he finds himself a bit of a suck and fuck partner.
Now, what do you mean a suck and fuck partner?
This is when he has his second homosexual experience.
And when is this
after
first?
The molestation.
That's his first. So you're going to put that on him.
I'm not putting it on him.
I'm just saying I don't think Gacy had a homosexual experience when he was molested. He was molested.
I mean,
we're talking about when he fucked the corpse.
Oh, well.
When he was touching the corpse, that was technically his. I would even call that a homosexual experience.
I guess so.
I guess we could call it that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a dick on it. He definitely didn't play with anybody's boobies.
Well, that's true. We don't know if it was a heavy-set corpse or not.
I just feel like that is a Fox News talking point, is whether or not that's homosexual activity or just straight-up necrophilia.
If it's dead, if the person's dead. Yeah, that is a good question, though. Who knows?
So it's this guy that gives Gacy the speech that he made to so many victims. Like, every victim that he would give this speech, you go, like, so, you ever try to go out and you just can't find any girls? And
sure, Mr. Gacy. I don't always have luck with the girls.
Well, a lot of guys have that problem, But
I just wish there was a way to, I don't know. Becky'll never be with me.
No, I knew this guy back in Springfield, Illinois, and he taught me this little trick that I've stayed true to this day. Just getting your dick sucked by a man. It's really feels no different from getting your dick sucked by a woman.
I don't know, Mr. Gacy. You're my boss.
I know I'm your boss, but why not have a beer? Just have a beer,
Man, it's so hot in here.
You notice that all the...
that's what he would tell him. He
always said he had a boy back in the day who sucked his dick when he couldn't get a girl. And he's like, that way, you get lucky 100% of the time.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Did it
get lucky 100%.
Did it seem
you
like...
can always go cruising for somebody and find them over there. Just find them on the road or something. There's always a fag. There's always a fruit picker willing to give you what you want.
Yeah, please, be polite. Be polite. All the KFC employees are trashed off their asses.
Well, that's what they said. He would have parties at his house where only the male employees that would come over and hang out in his rumpus room and hang out,
Boys
which is
only.
really gross. It's like when I saw the pictures of the crime scenes after the fact.
Yeah.
Looked identical. My uncle had the identical rumpus room. That orange, that burnt orange and green from like the 1970s.
Yeah, that's the official name of these rooms, is a rumpus room.
Pretty common rumpus room.
It's a room where you go to fuck young boys and then murder them.
It doesn't seem like you could do anything else in a rumpus room.
Rumpus rooms is just where dad goes to get fucking cryptically drunk and listen to his old songs and bitch about his wife.
Rumpus room. I got to get one of those.
Well, the JCs wasn't even close to the only organization that he was a part of. He was in the Chi Rho Club, where he was membership chairman, the Catholic Interclub Council, where he was a member of the board.
Good Catholic he was.
Good Catholic.
He became, and later on, when he was in jail full time, he was the head server for the Catholic church inside of his prison.
Essentially the altar boy.
Yeah, he was very religious.
Yeah, he was in the Federal Civil Defense for Illinois, the Chicago Civil Defense, where he was a commanding captain, the Holy Name Society, where he was named an officer, and of course the JCs, eventually becoming first vice president and man of the year.
Man of the year.
I hate the terms that they call themselves. It makes them sound so important, but it's just a bunch of stinky old men in dumb VFW halls just raping each other.
Oh, and he is
you won't be saying that when you win the JC's Man of the Year award. I'll tell you that, Mr. Zabrowski.
But that's what he would start. He would throw parties for his KFC boys. They'd come over, and then basically what happened is that he took over. What was it? They moved to Iowa.
Yeah, this was all in Waterloo, Iowa.
Yeah, so he moved to Iowa from where he was from originally.
He was from outside of Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
They call
Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
We have a lot of listeners out there.
Absolutely.
Les Plains or Le Plains, something like that.
Le Plains,
And so it's like he
Chicago.
went out.
Illinois.
But then he started. Basically, he showed up at the JCs in Iowa, and they were like they only had like 85 members, and he managed to jump the whole thing to 236.
Absolutely.
And the way he did that was by his stag parties, his legendary porno parties that he'd throw with all the boys coming over.
Absolutely. Well,
Maybe he's
there's no
applying with
greater things
prostitutes.
that binds or builds a group than a series of secrets that you cannot tell anybody else.
So
And
what
that's you have to
happened?
do.
Yeah, exactly. So what happens now? You know, now that he's living the perfect life.
He's got
so
a
it's
perfect
like
life.
he
Still
should
has
have
the
been
wife,
fine.
right?
Yeah, he's got a wife.
He's a member of all these groups, all these boards. He's rising up
He's
the
doing great.
political chain.
What could possibly go wrong?
Man of the year.
Sodomy.
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 Sodomy
I think it's rather
charged for
odd of me.
assaulting a 15-year-old boy named Donald Voorhees.
Oh, like
Okay.
Jason Voorhees.
Interesting.
Yeah, he was the son of a fellow JC. That's the weird thing about all of
Yeah.
his first homosexual experiences. It's in the whole like JC community.
Yeah, because they're the only people he knew.
Yeah.
because
It
then
is,
he
but
could
it-
also. But that was what they're saying here is that you can. You can manipulate it all. I'm sure it all happened because then later on, the way he tried to get out of it was saying that his father was just coming at him politically and
Yeah.
falsely accusing him. I'm sure that was in his
sure.
brain the whole time.
And there were a ton of JCs that came to his side. They were like, yeah, that makes sense.
Absolutely, but then he did it with a bunch
Absolutely.
of kids. Did you read all the other things he did? That was the one he got caught for.
Yeah.
Way before that, he was molesting boys. Because what you do is he'd make a sexual advance, and then if they said no, he'd be like, "Oh, I'm just fucking with you. I'm
I mean,
fucking
he's
with
a
you."
clown, yeah.
he was just joking around.
This is before he became a clown, though.
That was before.
Well,
he
I know,
became a
but
clown.
these are the, he's laying the
These are
ground.
Warning
for
signs of
comedy.
clownness.
Yeah, it's like being a funny kid in school.
It's like that,
You know?
or it's like it's like every guy has at some point been like, "Hey, so I'm just gonna stick I'm gonna stick my finger in your butthole," and then she's like, "Absolutely not." You're like,
Yeah, I would
That's
never
gross.
do that.
That's gross.
I'd never do it.
No, it's disgusting. But if she said yes, I mean,
Then
that's
he
going in.
offered a group. He got oral sex from a bunch of young boys by giving them $50 and telling them they were doing a scientific experiment.
And to some
asking
degree
to
they
see
were.
whether or not being gay was real or not.
Right.
You know, and guess what? It is.
Oh, absolutely.
Yay,
Yeah.
passed.
Well, he lured Donald Voorhees into his house with a promise. He told him, if you come over, we can watch some porno movies. Which, say what you will about the widespread use of pornography these days, at least perverts can't use that excuse anymore.
Oh, yeah,
to get
they're
kids
not
into their
holding
homes.
it. At least now, if
Yeah.
you're 15, you want to see porn, you could just go on the internet by yourself and
Well, you
look
have
at
your
it.
iPhone.
Because I honestly, because I never did that as a kid. I never went and watched porn with friends. I
No.
always just I
I
watched
did.
it by
It was
myself.
weird.
It's weird.
It's really weird. At the time, it seems kind of normal, but it's weird.
Yeah, I did watch one porno tape, Secrets and Lies, with my friend Jared when I was growing up. That was a pretty intense one. I'm not going to lie to you. I came a little
actually
bit.
love I'm so happy that now it's not called a misdemeanor in hisdemeanor. Like now I'm glad
Yeah.
that it's like ass pounding 7 because at least it's what it is.
I mean, a misdemeanor and hisdemeanor is pretty good, though.
I had one called The Shaving of Trinity Lauren.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Well, you would have loved working at Nunbush Shoes then. The shaving. That sounds great.
So finally, Donald goes to his father and tells him, listen, Mr. Gacy, he sexually assaulted me.
He puckered me and he suckered me.
Puckered and suckered, you say, huh?
And this tells you, John Wayne Gacy's, this tells you the arrogance that he had and the confidence that he had in his own ability to lie.
Oh, yeah, he's on top of his game.
When he was arrested, he told the cops, he's like, give me a polygraph test. Give it to me right now. I'll pass it right now.
And he
failed.
failed
Failed
Didn't do well.
miserably. I mean, man, he just couldn't fucking
All
do
right,
it.
so he's failed his first polygraph test. We have a boy who claims that he sucked off Gacy, who didn't want to suck him off. He was forced to. How does he wiggle his way out of this one? I mean, he's a fat fella.
He
tries
doesn't.
to wiggle his way out of it by hiring another kid to beat the shit out of Donald Voorhees,
Yeah, so
trying to intimidate him into not testifying against John Wayne Gacy.
And John Wayne Gacy, as
Right.
we've learned before, he thinks if he can invoke his name, his connections, quote unquote, are so fucking terrifying that no one will dare defy him. But literally, as soon as that kid got beat up, he went to the police. He said, "This kid beat me up." That kid got picked up with the police. He's like, "John Wayne Gacy paid me $300 to do it." Fucking just shot him down the river. Which you also find out in every single instance that someone is asked about John Wayne Gacy from here on out. Like once the investigation happens, they're all like, "Oh yeah, he's told a creep." Yeah.
it's
That's
disgusting.
like everybody just sells him down the river. He didn't have that also shows a lot about who he is and him what he did. He never had a sincere, real friend.
Oh, there's
ever.
no way. I mean, how possibly could he? But this
Once
just
you get a little bit further into the book, you'll see once people start testifying, he did have a couple of people who they did consider him a friend.
Well, of course.
But he never
because-
considered them a friend. There's
But
no
you
way.
would never be able to fully believe that your close friend raped and murdered 33 young boys.
Unless you
when
weren't
the
that
evidence
against him.
comes out about Ben Kissel, about what he has
What?
supposedly done.
We're going to defend
I'm
you to
gonna
the
have
ends
to
of
be
the
honest.
I've
earth.
done nothing wrong.
I'm just
so,
saying, when the evidence comes to light.
evidence of what?
I'm just saying, if
My
and when-
apartment's not big enough to hold any bodies. But it is interesting, and I can't stop thinking about how badly I wish we had iPhone cameras back then, because I just can see him ranting about this kid who ratted him out, very similar to Toronto Mayor Rob Ford ranting about how he's going to take the guy out in 5 minutes. Like a John Wayne Gacy rant about how he's going to get this kid, how he's going to hire another kid to kick the shit out of this other kid would be
great.
brilliant. It'd be so funny.
It's at this time that John Wayne Gacy has his first experience with mental health professionals, because after they realized, like, oh, fuck, this guy sodomized a kid and then paid another kid to beat up that kid.
this guy's got some problems.
He's got some
And then
problems.
he
He's
asked
a
for a
businessman.
polygraph test that he failed.
Exactly.
And he's telling everybody, basically, because that's what he's like. He's like, I'll get the chief of police in here because I got him on my phone dial. I can call him anytime I like.
All the time, yeah. And so he gets diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. However, he is deemed mentally fit to stand trial, but the doctors at the time say that, like, this guy is going to have problems with society for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he's a monster.
He's a monster.
total monster.
He is never going to fit in. He's going to be in and out of jail for the rest of his life. But what are you going to do?
Did he have the mustache?
He did not have the mustache.
Did not have the mustache.
He did not.
Okay.
The mustache was after his first stint in prison, which came from the conviction from sodomy, in which he was sentenced to 10 years in jail.
But
10
guess what?
years.
Again, it's the same time you can't get a good man down. He walked into prison and he was a fucking shining star.
Yeah,
That's
he was a
right.
strategy. And by the way, his wife, the day he was convicted, divorced him, and he never saw his wife. And he also had 2 children with this woman.
Oh, so she didn't love it.
So she did not.
she
No,
didn't love
wasn't
it, huh?
into it.
Yeah, but I think it's funny that she waited until the state decided if he was guilty or not before divorcing him.
Oh,
You
that's
have
good.
to. Yeah.
Before
You got to.
okay, well, a jury says that he's guilty.
Did
so.
we learn nothing from the prologue? Jury is word. Word is God.
So yeah, he gets into prison and he's a model prisoner. He becomes head cook at the prison kitchen.
Brilliant.
He oversaw the building of a miniature golf course
In
Why not?
prison.
In prison. Yeah.
Because he understands the value of entertainment.
He does, yeah.
And and while he's in prison, this is also when his
So
father.
these kids, all these guys in prison, were just playing putt-putt
yeah.
the whole time?
In the yard. Yeah.
It's different times, huh?
I mean, this is white people prison.
This is a white person
Yeah, this
prison.
is the middle of fucking Iowa prison.
This is a sodomy prison only.
Yeah.
Only for sodomites. Okay.
That's the thing. For somebody who did such a disgusting crime, it's really strange that sodomy's not a disgusting crime, but the fact that he raped a boy, he raped a
Right.
boy.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of
he got
ironic.
a lot of
15-year-old
respect.
boy.
Yeah.
And then he goes to prison and constructs the gayest of all things, a putt-putt park.
At least it wasn't like a cotton candy factory.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's
That's what Dahmer did.
Yeah, that's what he
Dahmer
wanted
did
to
the
do.
gayest of all
Yeah.
things.
So Christmas 1969, John Wayne Gacy's father dies of cirrhosis of the liver.
And he does it like that was
Sounds
the thing.
fun.
He'd sought his whole life to try to make his father proud, and that probably killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause his
I think it was
father
the whiskey and all of the liquor.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
died of cirrhosis of the liver.
After John Wayne Gacy was doing so well and had the family and
Right.
the wife and the kids, his father did tell him for the first time, he was like, I'm very proud of you.
Yeah. That's
nice.
I was wrong
Trash
about you.
that.
Yeah, so yeah, he totally trashed that one. And of course, Gacy, when he told his father that he died, he broke down. Some say that might have been like that was the first kind of kink towards him actually killing someone.
Well,
like
then-
that was the first like kind of bent, because after he gets out of prison,
Because now he's released of the need to worry
Impress
about his
his father,
father's
yeah.
approval anymore.
right.
So yeah, at this point he's just sodomized
He
and
can finally
cuddled
go
a
to
corpse.
Cancun for Christmas.
Yeah, and the first
That's
kid,
your fantasy, Henry. That is yours. John Wayne Gacy had a heart.
and the first kid, he talked him into it. You know, he paid him for it. It wasn't a forcible type thing. So
I mean,
you know what I'm talking. Comparatively,
it wasn't.
He was a poor kid. Though.
yeah, comparatively, it wasn't forcible. So he does 18 months in prison. He gets paroled, and almost immediately After getting out of prison, he picks up a kid at a Greyhound bus terminal and attempts to force him to have sex with
I
him.
just don't
It's
understand.
immediate.
You said 14 months?
18 months.
He served
18 months out of a 10-year sentence.
Yep. Yeah, he was.
That's how good of a cook he was?
That's a great
That's how amazing the putt park was?
That's what he did.
He's like, well, the putt park like that, we've never seen such a good goddamn windmill. You're out of here.
You have to be as funny in this life.
Right.
That's all you have to be.
This is the best kitchen slop we've ever had here at San Quentin. You're out of here.
Yeah.
These prisoners are having it too good with you around.
And it's also, I mean, and
Prisoners all were super sad when he left.
Yeah,
What are we going to eat for dinner?
Bye, John.
Okay.
And if you're asking why he was never convicted for this, it's because the kid failed to show up to court. So it's very possible that this may have been John Wayne Gacy's first murder.
Really?
Yes.
It's possible. Because the kid was never seen again.
So at a Greyhound bus terminal, which is where prisoners tend to get dropped off at.
Yeah,
Always
and it's
get
just,
dropped
it's just
off
where
at.
all the
Yeah.
drifters go to, and
Right.
it's like, how many young boys are just hand over fist murdered at a Greyhound bus station?
So-
A lot.
I'd
so
say
many.
10 to 15% of them.
As a
I'd
young
say.
boy who was at a Greyhound bus station at like 16, 17, I did have a convict try to get me to help him steal a car, and it was one of the scariest places I've ever been.
Yeah, that's really
The Greyhound
intense.
bus terminal
Yeah.
in Dallas, Texas is not friendly.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Shocking news. Shocking news. The Greyhound bus terminal
I
in
just
Texas.
can't imagine. It's like, why would they choose you as a crime partner? Not saying that you're not looking devious and capable.
I mean, I would definitely choose Marcus as a crime partner.
Yeah.
He's
I
got
mean,
that
yeah,
criminal
now that
smile.
we know each other.
Yeah.
Look at
The
these-
17-year-old?
Oh, 17-year-old me. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
you're
actually.
just flipping a butterfly knife back and forth, swinging a chain.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. I got to get better at this.
My mama done raised me to be a rebel.
So the Iowa Board of Parole did not hear about this incident at all. Of course, it's the time before all of these places were interconnected.
Right.
So, his parole was not revoked. He was on 12 months
Man,
probation
we were
at this
free
time.
back then.
God,
We were-
so free.
if he did kill the kid, there was no like second investigation being like, where's the victim of the sexual assault?
Nobody cares about drifters.
Yeah.
Right.
Gay
If we've learned
runaways.
anything from researching serial killers,
That is
nobody
true.
gives a shit about a drifter.
Yeah.
You need an address to be investigated in this life.
That's a good. That is very, very true, and it can't be street corners.
No.
So after Gacy gets out of prison, that's when he puts together a little money with the help of his mother, and he buys 8213 West Somerdale Avenue, where he would reside until his arrest in 1978, and where he performed every single one of his known murders.
Yes, that's what he liked to
8213.
call it. That was his chocolate factory.
Sure. Yes.
And this is when he got engaged to Carol Hoff, who had two daughters.
He must have been such a
So-
charmer.
Yeah, he had to have been. And this
He
is
must have been able to turn it on. I mean, truly though, he's an
Yes.
ugly man. He's been in prison.
Well,
it
he's
is not
also-
that easy to get
But
engaged.
again, also, no, it is. Back in the day, again, if you're a single mother,
Right.
Because I remember, it's like, my dad was a big blowhard, a big nutty dude. And it was like, like if you talk with a guy like
he did
him.
a good job.
But back in the day, women found being loud to be attractive and powerful. All you
Yeah,
had to do
this
was,
is a major problem
You just
for
have
currently-
to be loud. In 1965, you
Right.
just had to be loud and have like a billfold, and you would get a fiance of a single mother just hanging out in a fucking Iowa bar.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. And John Wayne Gacy definitely had a billfold. No doubt.
Oh,
about it.
absolutely.
Oh, this is back in Illinois. He's back on home
Okay,
turf
so
at
back
this
in
point.
Illinois.
It's the
Yeah.
same thing.
8230. And what is the address again?
8213 West Somerdale Avenue.
If anyone lives in Chicago or
I
that
think they
area,
tore
please
that
they
go
house
get
tore
out.
that
They
house
tore
the
it down.
fuck down.
Now, what was it? The 26 corpses in the floorboards? Is that what did it?
That was the thing. It was hard for them to flip it. They had the flip it guys from TLC.
Of
go over
course,
there.
and they couldn't even flip
And
it.
they were like,
The-
now what you can do here is so we can make this an island. Oh, wait a second. Our for some reason I can't. My sound man's saying he's picking up howls and screams from the
yeah.
floorboards. Well, we're just gonna have to blow this whole place up.
blow it up. You got like the property brothers
Priest
over
just
there.
walks in there, starts crying, falling to his knees, and be like, "They have no place to go.
It's
they have
covered in
no place
flies.
to go."
Yeah, burn them.
So a week before Gacy's wedding, he is charged once again with battery and sexual
This is the
assault.
thing. It keeps happening.
And it keeps happening. It keeps escalating. This time, he flashed a police officer's badge, a fake police officer's badge to the kid, got him into the car, forced him to blow him, and then the kid...
Because he outfitted his whole car to look like a police guy.
What kind of police officer are you?
He's experimenting.
Yeah, it's Officer Dick Hard. Now get to my fucking job.
Party please. Party please.
He's experimenting at this
Right.
point. He's leading up to his first kills. This is when he's trying to figure out what his MO should be,
Right.
what he think is going to work best. It's going to end in murder and getting his nut off.
And I'll tell you, the flashing of a fake police badge is foolproof. It works very well. Marcus, you and I read an article recently in Greenpoint. I don't know if you heard this story. It happened last weekend. Two guys were leaving a bar. A van pulls up next to them, flashes a police badge. They get into the van. The girlfriend of one of the dudes is like, well, that's not right. Tracks the iPhone. They find one guy about to start getting tortured in some sort of bizarre chamber. The guy had a blowtorch, handgun, some handcuffs. The other guy was just cruising around with the dude. So... It's not demand more than a badge.
Yeah.
Demand more than a badge.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This kid,
If they are hard, if you see an erection, they're not cops.
Or they may be a cop. I mean, you just definitely, they need a hat. They
Yeah.
do at least need a hat.
Right.
You know, they'll never have a barred van either.
Ask them if they like Steven Seagal. If they say no, not a cop.
Not a cop.
Not a real cop.
That's their favorite Die Hard movie.
Yes. If
it's
they
Die
say
Hard
3,
1,
not
they're
a
not a
cop.
cop.
Gacy got out of this charge because the kid apparently tried to blackmail him into dropping the charges. And for some reason in Illinois, that is reason enough to drop the charges against the first guy.
Man, white people sure know how to take care of white people.
Yes,
really
they do.
And in 1972, John Wayne Gacy, as we said before, he started his construction company, PDM Contractors, which stood for painting, decorating, and maintenance. It's also in 1 year later, he has another sexual assault
Another one.
with
Okay,
young boy
sure.
because this is when he starts figuring out that he has this contractor business and contractor businesses
Love
construction
young
company.
boys.
Yeah,
Right.
they employ young boys so he can employ young boys without it looking weird.
And then he has the perfect thing because
Right.
obviously what gets him off now is being like, well, I'm your boss, and you could either it's just like here
Like
he always
working
said
here,
he's
yeah.
like it's the thing. He's like I'm very like they'll go I'll puff a joint a little bit and you're like I'm pretty liberal sexually.
you're a
And, there's
pretty
a lot
cool
of people
boss.
here hang
Yeah.
out here. And it's like we all kind of like to party, and then like
great.
you could either party with us, and that's one thing.
I
or
wanna party
you
with
could
you.
party with us and find what kind of opportunities you get
Love
if you
to.
party with us.
Yeah. And then I'm going to get a promotion?
No, he's like a fucking Republican senator.
Yeah, exactly. But of course, he's a Democrat.
Isn't that fun?
Yes, he
Isn't
is.
that nice?
Yeah, he's a regular Obama over there with
Yes,
his
he is.
grassroots fucking campaign to get young boys involved.
I mean, that's the thing. He's really courting the youth. You can definitely argue that.
He's rocking the vote.
Yeah, it's like cock and change. Yeah.
This kid, Gacy, raped in a hotel room in Florida.
Oh, okay.
And when they got back, the kid, I think, told one of his buddies, and the buddies were like, all right, let's go fucking get this guy. Drives to John's house. He doesn't press charges against him, just beats the fuck out of him on his front lawn. Of course,
great.
the wife asks, like, what's going on here? And Gacy's like, I refused to pay him for some shoddy work that he
Which
did.
is another
Right.
John Wayne Gacy card that he plays always. He's a victim. He plays a victim
Always.
constantly. It's always like he's a part of circumstances that are terrible, and he's an innocent man who
Right.
just wants to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, all these guys are martyrs, especially when it comes to sexual predators. Look at Jerry Sandusky.
I mean, Dahmer didn't roll over, but he understood what he
Dahmer
did.
wasn't a child molester.
John,
Dahmer killed.
I mean, he still was fucking. They were like 17.
No, they had to be of age. They were in a bar
No,
in
they were
Wisconsin.
prostitutes. They were Taiwanese
Somewhere
prostitutes.
one was
One.
a Filipino, not necessarily a prostitute.
14, though.
Filipino. All right? So different in the cultures.
They're
you know?
so much more mature.
Exactly. They're wise.
And of course, John Wayne Gacy, he was known as a real fun guy around the
Fun
neighborhood.
guy.
He threw theme parties all the time. He had one that was
hate
a
theme
luau, one was a Western theme party. I saw some pictures of him dressed up in Revolutionary War garb.
Ah, very
It
interesting.
was a really good costume.
No, he
Yeah.
threw some fucking epic parties.
Yes,
this
he
is
did.
what you have to do to cover up your second career of murdering young boys.
Sort of a Roman Polanski type move.
And you ask why, people ask like, man, how did he have that many people under his floorboards and no one noticed the smell? Everyone noticed the smell.
Everyone said John's house smells bad.
Yeah.
Everybody did. They were like, well, the house smelled bad, but he was big fat. So we just assumed it was a big fat house and it smelled bad. My uncle's house smelled bad. That was just because all the kids were retarded.
Yeah. And your uncle also, this is the uncle with the rumpus room?
Yeah.
We should probably go to his house and search around some floorboards.
Never want to know his secrets.
Okay.
I don't even care. I don't even care if he's guilty. I don't want to know.
I mean, this is exactly why John Wayne Gacy got away with it for so long.
Absolutely, because
no one wants to know his secrets.
Because they're saying, so he's got shark eyes. He's
Right.
funny and he's saying funny things, but you look at him, there's nothing going on behind the eyes. It was like my uncle worked for fucking Pan Am for years, hauling luggage. God knows what he did and what they all did.
They always hire the smartest
The
people
80s
for
were
that
a bad
job.
time. The 70s into the 80s, it was every father and uncle was doing something crooked on the side.
Oh, absolutely.
And in 1975, he creates the character that we all know him by, Pogo the Clown.
You heard his
Pogo
explanation for
the
Pogo?
Clown.
What?
He said he's like I got the name Pogo because I'm Polish and I'm always on the go. Pogo.
Pogo.
That's what he said.
That's a very brilliant way to come up with a name.
That's pretty good.
You put your nationality in there, and what do you like to do?
I go around, I was gonna be Pomo for Polish and being a fucking boy murderer. But
Right.
I decided that Pogo was more of a clown name.
Yeah, Pomo it doesn't really flow, and then the description.
Pomo sounds like a soft white cartoon character that's like
Yeah,
I love you.
Pomo sounds a lot like other characters I've heard before.
It's like this. Oh, it's so sweet.
That's amazing, Pomo.
Pomo, you don't have a penis.
Pomo, the penisless
I was
puffball?
born without one, so I don't need pants.
Well, you were just born without the penis.
How does your species sexually reproduce?
We split into 4 of us.
You split into 4 of you. What happened to your brothers and sisters?
They all died.
They all died. Oh my goodness!
It's
Under
hard
the
on us. It's hard when we
the split in, so it's
When
usually.
the strong ones aren't strong enough, they die.
Oh, I
You gotta
see.
be real strong to live, and sometimes you gotta kill to live.
So you killed them.
It's only so much food to go around.
Right. Well, I'm fairly certain there was enough food to go around. You're surrounded in beef. You're surrounded by beef.
Well, John Wayne Gacy, going back to Pogo the Clown, he designed all of his own costumes.
Of course he did.
He created his own style of makeup, which this is interesting.
Oh yeah, this is really interesting.
Yeah, his most of the time clowns, if you'll notice, their makeup is very round. There's no sharp edges.
Right.
But if you look at the Pogo the Clown makeup, there
Super
are
sharp.
a lot of really sharp edges. Two sharp edges on the side,
Right.
and 2 points right above underneath each eye, and that's very strange.
That's what makes him
It's-
terrifying.
yeah. I mean, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
is.
Now, at
Oh,
this
no,
point,
he was
so-
always weird. That's what everyone always said. There was nothing ever totally right with John Wayne
No
Gacy.
way. So this is
Absolutely not.
1975, and up to this point, America had a relatively good relationship with the clown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Did
throwing
Gacy-
still
movies.
great.
Well, there
Gacy
was also a
ushered
bunch
in
of
the-
stuff that he said that he did that there's no evidence of him doing. That was like they said that he performed at like children's hospitals, but then when they went to go investigate it, it's like he never did.
No way he did. Yeah, no, definitely not.
Yep.
So he ushered in the anti-clown movement. You could
He
make
was
a
the
strong
first,
argument.
absolutely. Yeah, because he was known as the killer clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pennywise the clown versus Pogo the clown. Who wins?
Pogo.
Pogo because he's
wins.
real.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
because he did it.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So in 75, Gacy finally told his wife, listen, we're not fucking anymore. I'm bisexual. They divorced by March of 76. They lasted like almost another year.
And did he molest her daughters at all?
No.
Okay.
No, he never
because
touched
they
a
were
girl.
girls.
Yeah.
Right.
Never touched
Girls
a girl.
are gross.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what he
Yeah,
thought.
yeah. Nothing's quite like a pert young boy.
So there's really no safer person than a young girl around John Wayne Gacy.
Absolutely. I mean,
Oh,
he
yeah.
wouldn't even look at him.
Yeah.
Not only would he not look at them, he would adore them. He was
Right.
great with girls.
Okay.
He was.
Yeah.
But then again, what can you do?
You know.
What can you do? You just either born lucky or not.
Yeah, and he was definitely not born lucky. He was just
Oh
he was
no,
born that way.
he could have been fine. He could have been fine.
Right.
Yeah, he could have been.
So now he's Pogo the Clown. It's 1975. He's got quite a rap sheet going on.
And this is when the 5th assault happens.
Yes.
Because there's been a lot of gay rumors been going around this whole time.
But
Because
again,
he
it's
had
not about
been,
being gay. He's not gay. He's not a fruit picker. He just knows that he wants to get 100% laid whenever he goes out.
That's all. So he took this kid, Tony Antonucci,
Yeah.
16-year-old
Antonucci.
kid. Antonucci. They were cleaning up the Democratic Party headquarters. And this is when he first starts using the rope trick, the handcuff trick. Hey, let me show you, like, I've got this trick that I want to do. Like, check it out. And he almost does it.
Yeah.
He almost gets the kid, but the kid overpowers him and handcuffs Gacy.
He was a wrestling champion.
Yeah.
That was what's really funny. He was a
big
high school
mistake.
wrestling champion.
Yeah.
And he wrestled the thing out of him and put it. But then he said the words like, you're the only one who ever get me out of these things. And you got me into them. All the rest of them fall for it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, what? All the rest
What
of
are
them?
you talking about?
Yeah. And this kid stayed working for Gacy for like a year after this.
Totally safe. He knows
Because-
he can beat the shit out of him. Who cares?
Well, absolutely. But then you just blow it off as a big funny thing. Again, everyone had a funny uncle.
Right.
Everyone got you. If you were a young, tight boy, you had 9 dudes pass it at you a couple times.
All the time.
Sure.
All the time. You had it, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah?
I had some passes.
Yeah?
Just guys looking at you weird.
Yeah, going like,
I mean, I never had anything like that. Very, very
I can't
sad.
imagine.
Yeah.
Why though? Was
I
it
was
because you were a
huge.
giant redheaded monster?
I think they want, like, they
who
don't...
didn't understand your body yet, so you're just going like, oh, just
Pretty
going around
much.
pounding through your high school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Getting in trouble for hugging and shit.
that's fine. I was just too funny to have sex with.
Yeah, that's what it was, Henry. You were too funny to have sex with.
I was adorable and ripe
Of
for the
course you
picking.
were. Yeah,
That's great.
Little
Well, you would-
apple bottom,
Oh, yeah.
sauntering around, just asking for it.
A perfect victim, Marcus. A perfect victim of sexual assault.
Oh, absolutely. I'm very lucky I came out the other side unscathed.
And you're doing great. So, John Wayne Gacy, we got Pogo the Clown. He's trying to beat up a wrestler. That's not happening.
And
No, and then finally, the final story is that so his first murder.
Here we
his
go.
first murder.
It's been
what
a
was it? It
long
was
time.
Tommy McCoy, right? I
believe so.
Tom McCoy. He found this again, a drifter boy.
Right.
He told him, he's like, "Hey, I'll take you around and I'll show you the sights." And so he drove him around Chicago.
hey, I got a joint. Come on.
Yeah, they smoked a little bit, some
Right.
reefer, and then went back into the house, and then they went to sleep together. They don't really say what they did, but I'm sure there was a little suckering and puckering going on.
Yeah, definitely.
And then he wakes up, and Tommy McCoy's got a knife in his hand, so he freaks out, attacks Tommy McCoy, grabs the knife from him, stabs him multiple times, and then goes into the kitchen and sees that there is a pan with bacon and eggs in it and 2 place settings. He was just making him fucking breakfast.
Right,
so
right,
he
right,
stabbed
right.
this kid to
That
death,
happens.
and then it threw him underneath the house.
So
And
then
that
he-
was the first one. And what he discovered was that when he killed him, he came in his pants. And so when he realized, he was like, that's the ticket.
There it is.
There it
Eureka.
is.
This whole time.
Boing. That's like his penis made a noise. It probably
Very interesting.
came so hard.
And then he also found that he enjoys 2 plates of eggs and ham.
Oh, yeah. He was like, well, that's enough for me then.
Better have it then.
Oh, yeah. He had a full breakfast with a slice of grapefruit and a bowl of Twix next to it. It must have been great.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
A bowl of Twix,
I'll
like the
say-
candy Twix.
I love eating breakfast alone.
yeah.
So
yeah.
it's when it comes down to it.
Well, it's easy
whatever
for you
it is
when you don't
gotta
wake
do.
up next to anybody. You know?
Hello. My house just echoing. That's what I like to hear.
Right.
Yeah.
So how long was it until he actually got to a murder? I mean, I feel like he's been dilly-dallying with these sexual assaults for a decade now.
I mean, he was one of those guys that, I mean, he committed all of his murders within, 2 years?
And
Yeah,
you know,
he
and
killed
the
33
interesting
in 2
thing
years.
is,
Yeah, he killed 30, and sometimes he killed more than one a day.
more than one a day.
Yeah. On a
But
couple
we're
of
gonna go
occasions.
next episode. We're going to cover all of them.
Yeah,
one by
really
one.
get it.
Yeah, we're going to really
his
get into the
defense.
fucking, the
But what's
grimy,
interesting
dirty
is
details.
he didn't know that he was going to come if he killed a kid. He had to actually do it, and then he
all
came.
of
He
his
never
ga-
killed animals. Did
All
he?
of his games involved rough sexual play and
Right, well, right.
handcuffs and tying them up.
Sure.
And that's what got him hard. It's always a slippery slope. It is always if you.
I think there's a great majority of people who stop the slippery slope
It's
at handcuffs.
If you have the gene, if you
Right.
have that X factor gene that makes you a serial killer, you're done. As
He's
soon
got
as you
that X
discover
factor.
it, because there are people who just don't discover it. There's that's what
Yeah.
I talk about in business. Like they looked up like psychopathic traits.
Oh, yeah.
and like businessmen, and they all have it. There's like
Everyone,
it's like
and
some of an
politicians.
astounding thing. They have it. They just never got that sexual kick that feeds into your evolutionary thing of survival. Like, it keys into, like, well, I want to make babies. My dick is only going to want to make babies if I'm killing people.
Well,
so
it's
now
tricky.
it's an evolutionary trick. Now you have to kill in order to come. Like, that's what happens. Now you're doomed. Now you have to do it.
Well, then what are you going to do? You got to put it in a turkey baster then? I mean,
No, you fucking get your dick and balls cut off, and you stop having sex. You be done. You get castrated.
You're done.
That's what
Yeah.
That's what should happen to these people.
Right.
If it ever gets caught, it's just like, just fucking castrate them. Get them done.
cut them right off there, huh?
Cut them right off. Because that's what's making them do it.
Put a rubber band down there for a couple of days.
It's
They'll
the
just fall off
pee-pee. The
naturally.
pee-pee gets in charge.
Yeah, treat them like a dog there.
Or more sheep, actually.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Well, you can remove balls a whole series
A
of ways.
whole bunch
you know?
off
I
of
mean,
any animal. That's
Yeah,
got
this
it.
isn't a medical show. Then. That's not what we're about here. So don't take our advice.
So do we want to do a little theater, or do we want to save it for the next episode?
What do you think?
We're at an hour 3 right now.
We need to probably wait.
All
let's
right.
wait. We'll start off the next episode. We're gonna begin at the end with a little bit of theater.
Yes, we got too enthusiastic about our information this time, but it's just so great.
Yeah,
I'm very excited for this
Gacy
theater.
is fantastic.
Yeah,
gonna
so
put
next
on
time
my-
we will start with some John Wayne Gacy masterpiece theater.
Yes, I'm going to be quite the theater critic, guys. So you better bring your A games. I'm casting.
Libbled.
I don't
Yes.
know, Mr. Gacy. Are you sure I'm supposed to be here right now?
Oh yeah, all the guys. You like your mother, right? You love your mother.
yeah.
What's the best present to your mother besides showing up with a brand new job there? Hey, $5 an hour, you'll be able to get that Jeep you wanted.
3 stars.
really
The
love
Chicago
that.
Tribune says, I was scared shitless. That's great. Well, awesome, guys. And remember, there's a Facebook page.
Sign
Yeah.
up for
So
the
that's been
Facebook
fun.
page.
And Henry and I are administrators now.
What I would like to also say to people, let's get away from just the offensive stuff. Let's get some creepy stuff. I haven't seen some genuinely creepy stuff in a while.
Yeah, we have some
Let's
good
do some creepy shit. I want ghosts.
Lay off the memes, guys.
Yeah, I want some goddamn ghosts.
Memes. Yeah, all ghosts all the time.
And aliens. I mean, I guess I can provide enough alien stuff for anybody else, so I don't want to subject anybody necessarily to looking into more of that.
And I'll be
All right.
on it, man. If you see something that doesn't belong on that site, like sunglasses, let me know.
We'll hunt them down.
There's a new sheriff in town.
I also wanted to give a shout out to Maria Driscoll, who Ben Kissel met.
Yes, I met Maria.
And she is wonderful. I
She
was
is.
asked to give her a shout out. I just want to say hello, Maria. You're good.
Why did she ask you for a show?
No, absolutely not.
Very interesting. Very interesting. That's right. And who's ever having a birthday, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
And if you have a funeral coming up, happy funeral for you.
Is that a thing?
Maybe like 4 days or something. You got to plan it for about that long, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a whole to do.
Yeah.
Unless you're Jewish, then you got to do it within 24 hours.
Ooh. That's a lot of work.
I
Real
hate
tricky.
rushing.
That's a lot of work. All right, everybody.
I like to go at my own pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hail Satan, everyone.
Hail Satan, Magustalations.
Hail me.
And hail yourselves, and we will
Go
talk to you
fart
soon.
yourself.
Go fart yourself.
Is that a good new one?
No, we'll leave it out.
Don't go be a fruit picker if you want to be.
Yeah, fruit picker.
Yeah, be one. Just be one. If John Wayne Gacy was allowed to just be one, he
Yeah.
wouldn't be in trouble right now.
There was a fun little comment section there with our Facebook page talking about cheese castles, and I said that's when you fart up your blankets and then make a little tent with them, the little Zabrowski cheese castle.
That hurts my feelings.
No, come on. All right, everybody. Talk to you soon.